Halal Hangouts. Welcome to our show in partnership with ReviveFM 94.0 FM. Another juicy show today, Mr. Taffers.
Yes, and today, what do Muslims eat on Christmas Day? Racism in football and Katie Hopkins versus Stormzy.
Uh-oh. So, fellow Halal Hangouts listeners, let's get the show on the road. So, Taff, you said something really interesting to me right there. What do Muslims do on Christmas Day?
Okay.
What do you do on Christmas Day?
So,
Should we actually let's maybe frame this segment with what is Christmas?
Christmas is a day that Christians celebrate, a day that they believe Christ was born. Away in a manger. So,
the old school Christmas hymns.
Celebration celebrated all across the world. Christians from and people from all faiths, they kind of get involved. It's a momentous day in the calendar.
Okay, so it's a religious holiday where Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Okay, have you decorated your Christmas tree this year?
Actually, I don't have a Christmas tree.
You don't have a Christmas tree?
I don't have any decorations. I don't have a
That's
turkey.
stuck for Allah, brother. Why have you got a Christmas tree?
No, yeah, I don't have a Christmas tree. I don't celebrate like Christmas in its inherent form.
In the religious, traditional sense, of course, because at the end of the day, we're not Christian, so we don't celebrate in that sense. Yeah. Do you get asked the question though, like?
Yeah, what do
you do? Like, why are you not decorating your house?
Yeah,
like, why are you not giving presents? Yeah, where's your tree? But
you haven't got a turkey yet. Oh God, you haven't got a turkey. Where's your eggnog, brother? Where's your eggnog?
Where's your eggnog? Oh man, eggnog. Have you tried eggnog?
No,
it's disgusting. No, I don't like it. So they did it in Costa, I think. I remember I had to try the eggnog latte, I think last year.
Well, that's a latte, isn't it? It's not.
Maybe not. No, but it's just the egg. The idea of egg in my coffee just didn't seem right.
Egg and milk. What is it?
I don't know how it's made. We need to look that up. We'll figure it out. We'll find out and talk about that one. But I'm not sure exactly how it's made. All I know is it just feels like rotten egg. It tastes kind of like rotten eggs.
Is it a British thing or is it like an American?
No,
thing?
I think it's an American thing.
Yeah, eggnog and
yes. I think it's
leaving cookies for Santa Claus by the, that's an American. See, it's been commercialized a lot. I mean, even I remember asking you about holidays and you started singing holidays are coming, holidays are coming. See, Coca-Cola, they just, it's a great branding exercise.
Of course,
I have to take my hat off.
Yeah, you know what? The thing is, it's not it's become. Do you think it's moved away from the traditional religious customs to basically it's just a commercial holiday?
I mean, I'm pretty sure some Christians, obviously, they celebrate in their way, but in a wider sense, the populist culture has moved away from like anything to do with religion and more Santa Claus, Christmas trees, giving presents.
Is Santa not Christian?
I don't know. Santa Claus, and all I know about Santa Claus is that he likes cookies. He's got a long white beard and he wears a red jumpsuit. Yeah, I mean, like, think about it. He's got jump through the chimneys.
That's true. That is a jump. I guess that's the most. No, but isn't a jumpsuit one piece? Does he wear one piece?
No. It's like he wears a jacket and like maybe it's a jumpsuit, maybe it's dungarees because nobody knows what's underneath there.
Yeah, no one knows apart from a lot of body weight.
Yeah.
No wonder he can't get down them chimneys.
No, but he must be able. I mean,
he must be fit. He must be burning serious calories though.
Yeah.
He's got to get to like a billion houses in a couple of hours.
Yeah, and he's got a race against the sun coming up.
And he's got a race against. But if he goes from Australia, backwards in time, then could he do it?
You know, there was an episode of Superman where he spun the Earth the other way around, and then went back in time. So maybe he does something.
Maybe that's how he does it. Maybe that's a secret.
Okay, moving on from.
So what do you do? What do you normally do? Christmas?
I mean, Christmas Day and Boxing Day are in the UK are like holidays. So no one's working unless you are on the trains or even trains aren't running. Like hardly anyone's working. There's only a few jobs, maybe hospitals and stuff like that.
Public servants out there still.
Yeah, doing their thing.
Looking after us.
Respect. But most people are off, so we plan like one of either my family or my wife's family, one of the two will plan something.
Yeah.
Right? So
what are you doing this year?
I'm gonna go meet my wife's family for a nice, delicious roast chicken.
Nice.
It's gonna be Moroccan style.
Wow.
So that's like a massive, like maybe 3 or 4 chickens, not one.
Ooh.
3 or 4 chickens roasted.
For some Moroccan food, is it going to include lots of roasted vegetables,
yes,
couscous?
I don't know about couscous. There'll be bread.
There'll be bread, of course. Bread. It's got to be. You're breaking bread. Breaking bread just like the Christians do.
Yeah.
But in our own way.
Eating food like Christians, everyone has to eat food, right?
That's the thing. Like we obviously, as in our faith, we still have kind of a responsibility a social responsibility for our brothers and sisters across the different religions to respect their traditions, and where we can do things with them. Like for example, gift giving isn't inherently wrong. Giving gifts, eating food with them, or eating food together as families. It doesn't mean that we are doing something that is awful and where we're going away from the fold.
Yeah.
We're just taking advantage of the season. Yeah. 'Tis the season to be jolly.
Yeah.
Enjoying ourselves with our family. Everyone's off. That's always a benefit. And we might do things, mimic things in certain ways. We might be giving gifts. We might be eating a turkey, right? A halal turkey. I know Tesco's and other such supermarkets do this. So we do take elements of that, but what do you feel towards that? Do you think that's okay, or do you think that's?
I don't personally like give gifts or anything like that because I've got enough gifts to give throughout the year. So
we've got 2 Eids to think about.
Eid 2.0, and then you got like at family events and stuff like that are happening. So I don't give any gifts. I don't like no Christmas cards, nothing like that. But we have a huge family meal because everyone's off that day and it's an opportunity for us to get together. And now that is a rare occasion throughout the year. It's like you don't get that opportunity, so you should make use of it. We eat whatever we eat normally. There's no traditional food or anything. But like like I said, we've got a roast chicken. We're going to eat a roast chicken on that day.
The other thing I just remembered is it's a good time for charity as well. It's a good charity drive time. So if we have charities or people out there have charities that they want to be involved in, everyone's a bit more generous this time of the year. So, I think you need to, I personally think it's good to maybe partake in things that are fine to partake in and maybe push some goodness out there, good causes, charity, spending time with your family, breaking bread together with your brothers and sisters across the different religions as well. And even if they're not religious, just showing our capacity as Muslims that we are not here to. We're here to try and integrate and try and be part of the society as well as much as we can, because we're proud of this country just as much as anyone else, and we love being here. And there are certain things that we can do, certain things we can't do, but that's just normal.
Yeah.
Some people don't eat meat.
Yeah.
What
do they do for Christmas?
What do they do for Christmas? What do they do for Christmas?
I think they just eat
the stuffing. Is that vegan?
Most stuffing, I think, is
fine. Well, that's all right then. Did you see the Christmas advert? Which I remember, I think M&S did it, and it was kind of one of those premises that the concept was around the holidays are coming kind of thing. Like the Coca-Cola thing, where it's like everyone's welcome, I think was the slogan, but it had so much backlash on it, which is funny because it's like they're trying to be inclusive. I think they even had the Muslim family in there, but they had them almost as just like they're not necessarily following the customs, but they're just getting together for Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you think the backlash is a bit like?
I mean, think of
unwarranted.
I think like, you know, becoming associated with Christmas. Some people will be really, really against that, and I know because there's people that I know that are against that and say, oh yeah, you shouldn't get involved at all. You shouldn't even eat on that day because
you should fast.
Don't eat on that day. Fast. But I'm not really from that school of thought. At the end of the day, it's a day where everyone's off work, so getting together and eating food, breaking bread is something that is an opportunity you shouldn't waste. Like you should have a chance. I've just come back from Birmingham where spent time with my brother and my nieces and nephews because they're off work and it's that time of year.
Of course it is.
They're off school, so it's an opportunity. So it's like, you know, having an opportunity to, you know, have an amazing meal, but then just not doing it out of like almost, you know, misplaced loyalty. So you're loyal to something that is not even blocking you from doing that. It's like, you know, there's nothing wrong with breaking bread with your family. It doesn't matter. You can break bread on like Diwali.
Yeah,
you know, it's gonna.
What you're saying is that there is nothing inherently wrong with these things.
With eating food with your family, breaking bread, there's absolutely nothing wrong.
Of course, and giving gifts.
If
it's not giving a gift as here's a Christmas present gift, but if you're just giving a gift because it's an opportunity to give a gift, we're generous, charitable people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
You don't personally do it, but people do it. You know, listen, I'm not an expert. All I'm saying is, I think giving gifts, as long as it's done in a manner that doesn't come across like, oh, it's under the Christmas tree, and you know, we're getting like we're getting up in the morning, running down, to, you know, because Santa Claus is, you know, it's kind of like there are boundaries you need to think about, but there's different spectrums. I'm kind of like you. Our family's the same. Like we get together, we have food. We just play games, like we just have a laugh
as you're together, right?
Yeah, we're together. Yeah,
because you can do that.
Yeah.
It would be good to get an expert in here and maybe ask them the question, someone knowledgeable and someone of this generation, because Islam is flexible, right? So there's people that understand and people that don't understand living in this region, and it would be good to get a few viewpoints.
Yeah, and also there's always different viewpoints, so you'll get both ends of the spectrum inevitably, and then it's kind of like finding that middle ground. What I want to talk to you about as well is, do you think Christmas has just become a commercial time, and even as Christians, do you think Christians are actually in tune with the traditions, or do you think that this has become an opportunity for the big retailers and the big businesses to just capitalize? You're talking Christmas adverts, man, in October. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a time of year everyone's buying, right? It's a consumer period. It's
consumer also driven.
Yeah, and it's a perfect time to get rid of stock because end of year sales. It's just before that, so it's definitely got a consumer element to it. Yeah.
And what do you think about the fact that it's used to capitalize on the fact that it's used to capitalize on one particular day? Do you think that's inherently okay? Do you think that that's a bit like underhanded? We all do it if you've got businesses in your roles, and this has also kind of spilled over into Eid. Eid is now one of the biggest periods for retail. It's huge.
What are the kind of facts and figures around Eid and around that?
Well, I don't know the facts and figures, but
right.
all I know is...
You're going to drop some knowledge there.
No. I'm not sure about the exact facts and figures, but what we do know is that retailers are spending much more money in those periods. And that's obvious because there's much more... when you go down the aisles of supermarkets, or retail shops, you're seeing much more campaigns around Eid. So it's obvious, right? And in my line of work, I know. I see the numbers. I see that there's huge amounts spent during this time. I don't know the exact figures, but it's massive. Yeah. It's all kind of... My question is, do you think that that's okay, or do you think that's a bit like underhand? It's like we're forgetting the meaning of these traditions?
People will take advantage of everything. People take in a presidential campaign, presidents kiss babies to make them
That's true.
So they take advantage of everything. We've just been through an election. What kind of things was Boris Johnson doing? He's going everywhere, talking to everyone and just taking advantage of every scenario. So I think that's just nature. Nature.
Good old Boris, eh?
Yeah.
And you're off. Is everyone off during this time?
Yeah, everyone's off. I'm not going back to work until Jan, so it's like a rare opportunity. What about you?
That's one thing you have to enjoy, right, about Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's the holiday season.
And the TV, man. The TV's great.
TV, good old Home Alone. Yeah. The classic.
I don't know, what's the modern equivalent? Because that's like 40 years old now.
Is it 40 years old? No.
40.
It's not older than us, is it?
30 or 40 years old.
Nah, I think it was
in the 80s.
It's probably 30, maybe. It'd be good to know that.
It was done in the 80s, right?
It's done in our lifetime. Macaulay Culkin's like our age, isn't he?
I don't know.
I'm sure he is. Maybe a little bit older.
Maybe we could ask.
I mean, I'm sure he's about 24, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, well, he looks it.
Yeah. He looks about 12.
Yeah. I mean, Macaulay Culkin was a staple every year. And Danny DeVito,
Macaulay. There's so much. These things make you smile. It's just, those are classic films. And, everyone knows it. And he basically he's always synonymous with Christmas.
Keep the change, you filthy animals.
Isn't it? And Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. I think I've seen that hoodie going around. Might have to try and find one. Cool, Taff. That was interesting. Well, guys, we're going to go off to a break now, and we'll be back in the second part of the show.